Here we have a new 2023 Subaru Outback. This one comes in the limited trim level in the beautiful autumn green metallic. And then we have black leather upholstered seats. We get the standard all-wheel drive system and a 182 horsepower, 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder boxer engine. And that's mated to the lineartronic continuously variable transmission. And let me just say, this autumn green metallic is absolutely beautiful in person. But coming around to the front end here, we do have LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. But love the futuristic look that Subaru's been coming out on all their vehicles here the past couple of years. Just looks great, while also looking a little bit aggressive on this one in particular. And down here we have 18-inch wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front two doors. And then we have our memory seat functions here. Just hit set and then hold the one you want to set. And then we have automatic one-touch up and down windows on all four doors. Rear window lock there. Power door lock controls here. Power mirror controls are here. You just pick a side and adjust, moving the knob. Then a bottle holder here. A little storage in the side pocket. Premium Harman Kardon sound system, which is very bright. And then we have the wood grain trim here. If you want to reset your trips or toggle them, just hit that button there. And then we have our power liftgate control there. We can turn the liftgate off. Brightness for the gauge cluster. We're gonna pull this to go ahead and pop the hood for later. We have a manual tilt telescope steering wheel. And there is our 12-way power driver seat with 4-way power lumbar support. Then we also have manual thigh support here. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So we're gonna check out the rear space in a minute, but first, huge shout out to Darrell Waltrip Subaru for allowing me to review this Outback today. I'll leave a link below to it, as well as their entire inventory in the description below. And we get 26 miles per gallon city, 32 highway with a combined 28. So I don't know if this will show up on the video because of the tint, but hopefully it will. And you all can pause anywhere you need to if you need to see something. And I'll try and include specs in the description if I can find the window sticker. But this one has the option package 34, which includes the driver focus, the power moonroof, that Harman Kardon sound system, and then the navigation. And then we also have the heated steering wheel, a few other features, stickers right at $39,571. Let's go ahead and hop back here. Scoot this over. And pretty impressive legroom for this kind of vehicle. My knees are just barely touching the back of the seat here. And I do like that we have the seat back pockets on both sides. And then 2-stage heated outboard seats, along with a USB-C, USB-A fast charge port there. And then we have our rear AC vents, which we can open and shut. Now the middle seat does have cup holders. We get the nice LED dome lights. And then grab handles here. You can hang a hook or so on there. But still pretty impressive space, in my opinion, for the kind of vehicle that this is. Let's go around to the back here. Again, can't say enough about this autumn green metallic. It shines, it really does. Just beautiful paint color. And it goes good with the accents as well. But the power lift gate here. Now with this Harman Kardon sound system, we do have this sub back here. And then we can actually fold the seats from back here as well. So I'll show you that. Those will fold flat. And we also have the click hook if you want to hang a bag or something there. And then we can also set this up if you want to have that shade there. So pretty neat, and it does have the all-weather floor mats. And then underneath here we have our jack, and then underneath there is our spare. Tons of storage though. Let me see if I can get this to show you all. There's a spare underneath there. That was a workout. Looking underneath the vehicle, it's our exhaust pipe. And then as we come around to the rear passenger side, fuel cap is here. And And then again, that's with the seat folded flat. And you can just lock it back into place. And you can also just click here and it'll fold flat there. Let's go ahead and make our way to the front passenger seat. Now this one is an 8-way power front passenger seat, as we don't have the power lumbar here. But storage pocket here, lockable glove compartment here, tons of space. Then we have an additional small pocket here. I love how they threw that trim in there again. Looks super nice, but it's also super subtle. So I appreciate that. Coming back around to the front here, there's that 2.5 liter naturally aspirated boxer 4-cylinder. Have a nice hum there. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. Now we do have pretty nice leather wrap steering wheel here, and we can heat that by pulling this button here. But to the radio, we do get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio. And we can just hold the presets here to set that. Now up top here you have a few quick gauges here, which I like. So it shows you your angles. If you want to turn your X mode on and off, you can do that. And then your weather. Now if we go back to the home page, we do get the navigation system with this one as well. And then pretty easy to just search a destination. Then you can also add your home or work or find nearby gas stations, restaurants. And then we have our Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility, which we can set up with USB, that Bluetooth again, and we can even hook up an iPod, iPhone. And then we still have an aux input, which is becoming harder to find in vehicles, so that's nice. And then our settings here, you can go through your Wi-Fi hotspot, the clock display, climate control. If you want to change your temperature units from Fahrenheit to Celsius, you can do that. If you want to change your language, tire pressure units, all that is available to you. And then automatic vehicle hold, we can toggle that on and off, as well as the traction control from the screen. Now to manage your connections, pretty easy. Just add a device, search for Outback on your phone, and it's pretty easy to walk you through. And then vehicle settings, you hit that there, and you can pull up the, again, traction control, the brake hold, and then you can toggle your steering responsive headlights and your auto stop there, but you also have a shortcut for the auto stop down here. And again, you can do the X mode from there as well. So I like that you have at least 2 places for a lot of this stuff to go ahead and toggle your features on and off. Now for the AC controls, you can just click that there and you can scroll through here or adjust using the arrows. For your climate controls, you do get dual zone automatic. You can sync there. You can hit the auto mode there and then turn the auto mode off by adjusting the fan speed. And then it'll go off after a while if you don't want to. Well, the AC screen will go off after a while by itself, or you can turn it out by just hitting that X there. You can turn the AC on and off here, and then fan direction is all down here. I usually don't like AC controls that are just on a touchscreen, but on here it's pretty nice. You can shut the whole system on and off, fan speed. You have the AC here as well, and then 3-stage heated seats for the driver, front passenger. And if you don't want to use the screen necessarily while you're driving, you're just getting a little hot or cold, you can just adjust the temperature here, and then your defrosters are here. And there are the hazards, and then the volume knob is here. You can turn that up, mute there. And then you have a tune knob here. You can hold this to power the system down. You can hold here. You can actually pull up your sound settings. So you can adjust your bass, mid, treble. Now your backup camera, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Decent picture. And I like that we can, from here, turn on or off the rear automatic braking, as well as the parking sensors. And then we have that aux input, USB-C, USB-A port down there, little storage pocket for your phone while it's charging, and then an electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, and then hit the brake, press down to disengage. And I do like these mirrors actually adjust if you're backing up. So I put it in drive, it'll go back to normal, and I put it in reverse, it'll adjust. Of course, now it's not doing it, but it just did it. But the blind spot monitor is in the mirror itself on the side. Then we have cup holders here. For the shifter, pull the lever, reverse, neutral, drive, and then come over here to manually, quote unquote, shift using the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, which I will say it's fun using those. And then we have a center console cubby space here with the 12 volts. And then we have an additional hidden tray there for smaller objects or change. And then the garage door transmitters here, sunglasses holder. That's what the dome lights look like for the front. And then we do have a power moonroof here. We can one touch slide and then hit it twice to get it all the way back. You can also tilt it as well and then one touch close it back. But there's a view of the back seat from up here. Now back to the front. Blinkers, headlamps, corners, auto off, fog lights, high beams, flash, and then our windshield wipers are here. So one time, then we have the intermittent, low, high. We can adjust the intermittent here. And then we have a rear wiper, which we have intermittent on there, and then you pull that way or pull that way for the rear wiper fluid, and then push up for the front wiper fluid. Now back to the steering wheel itself. You can toggle your audio sources here, go through your track list or radio station presets there, go through your gauge cluster using this, and then you can actually change the info as you need to. So a lot to look at there. And then your Bluetooth controls are here, voice recognition, volume, and then we have our cruise control toggle there, lane centering toggle here, and then we can adjust the gap adjust for the adaptive cruise there, and then set or resume the speed there. But here's our push button start. And finally, here's the key fob. So next, let's go ahead and take this Outback Limited out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Outback, having the Limited with the power moonroof as part of that option group, I'm losing just a little bit of headroom here, but I still have about 2 inches between myself and, or between the top of my head and the roof line. And then in terms of just the seat width, wide enough to fit my wider stature, it's actually perfect. If it were a little bit smaller, I probably couldn't fit, but right in that sweet spot for me. Now in terms of everyday driving, pretty good option this car is. Just because it's easy to maneuver, it's spacious, and if you need power out of it, especially in the automatic mode, it puts it out pretty nicely thanks to that CVT. Now this is no speed demon, so it's not necessarily quick, but it's adequate at what it's designed to do. And most importantly, you get that standard all-wheel drive, which depending on what you have going on can be the most important thing. And overall, the ride quality is pretty good. And it helps to have so much ground clearance with these Subarus, specifically this Outback. So it can take on trails pretty nicely. It takes on bumps pretty well. But it also feels agile and controlled, again, because you have that symmetrical all-wheel drive system. And overall, with the engine being the 2.5 liter boxer, naturally aspirated, it's pretty quiet unless you give this thing full power. But at an idle, you really can't hear it. So I'm gonna put it in a manual mode now. And it's fun to use the paddle shifters, but to me, not necessarily practical, as I really don't get a benefit from it. It's a CVT, so it's not like if you're wanting to redline your traditional automatic. They're just kind of there to make you feel cool. But I guess specifically if you're on a trail or something of that nature, it's nice to have that available to you if you want to shift manually. And they're pretty easy to use, as opposed to the older Subarus when you had to take a trail using the stick shift. Now for the price point, at this one being almost $40,000, it's loaded out, don't get me wrong, but you have to be that kind of buyer. You have to want something that feels more like a station wagon, something that isn't necessarily super powerful, and something that isn't necessarily flashy, even though this autumn green is just a beautiful color on this vehicle. I'm gonna put it back into automatic mode now. Then we're gonna try out the safety system, adjust the gap back a little bit, and then lane centering. So this is one of my favorite systems here. Pretty easy, and it doesn't do a lot out of the ordinary. As you can see here, it's just holding its speed, holding its position in the lines without a lot of sway or unexpected movement. But as I bring myself to the end of this review, again, if you're in the market for something like this, you want all-wheel drive, you take trails, but you want about as luxurious as you can get for $40,000, this is certainly the way to go. And again, the autumn green metallic is one of my favorite things about this vehicle. But pretty awesome car, again, if you're in the market for something like this. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 Subaru Outback in the limited trim level.